When preparing for exam one, I relied on a few like resources that made a difference in how well I understood like the material and like how confident I went in going to the test. So one of the first resources I used was BrainFuse through UTSA. At first, I wasn't sure how to use it or how it would benefit me, but then I would talk to a couple of professors and they taught me how to use it efficiently. And it was a really big like deal for me because tutors would walk me through problems step by step, especially when I struggled with things that I could have said like setting up like flow diagrams or understanding material balances. And for like example, I was trying to figure out like how to use the recycle stream and like how it worked, and like a tutor really explained how those streams worked and how they split and reconnect, which made like the whole process like a lot easier for me, and it really clicked. And what I liked most about BrainFuse was the tutor just didn't tell me the answers. They explained why each certain steps were taken and helped me understand the logic behind the formulas given. And after each session, I go back and rewrite my notes in my own words and like adding details to what would help me better review them later. So this helped me retain information and study more efficiently because I could focus on my weaker areas instead of resetting things I already understood. The second resource that really helped me was teaching the material to my other classmates. So I usually study with a few friends in the library, and we take turns explaining topics from the review sheet. And whenever I taught something like process flow diagrams or equations, it like really forced me to think of each step. And there were times when I thought I knew something, but when I explained it, I realized that I didn't know. I just kind of just threw something at it, and something was right, something was wrong, and it made me go back and review the topic until I knew it again and I could explain it clearly. And so teaching others made studying way more like interactive and like less like scary. And I actually started to enjoy because we all share like different ways of solving it together. And then so I helped like a classmate understand like a flow setup, and in doing that I came like up with like a visual analogy of how to see it myself and how to like make the concept stick. It also helped me get like more comfortable discussing like technical ideas out loud without feeling like, oh, is this right, is this wrong? Because at the end of the day, it's like we have to figure it out. If it's wrong, it's wrong. It's right, and we're gonna know. And then the third big thing I used was practice problems. I did this again for exam one, except this time I did it more, and I think it really tied everything together because I used both questions from class and from the book. And I made sure to actually understand the concepts instead of just knowing the answer. I like knew like how to do it, how to find it, and like understood why the process behaved a certain way, and not just whether if I could find the final value. And doing lots of practice problems helped me build and like better accuracy and give me a better sense of like how to manage my time on a real exam. Which like really reduced my stress later and like, oh, do I really know how to do this? And so to add on for exam 2, I really had to think about it because I wasn't sure how I could add on to an exam. And then I realized, oh, you know what? Let me start timing myself on how to do these practice problems. So my idea was in class, you mentioned being able to do a question like this to like, it usually takes people like 3 to 4 hours or like hour or two. And I realized, you know what? Let me try to do this in 45 minutes. It was a reach. Obviously, it was a reach. So I would solve one long problem without internet, without my notes, outside help, nothing. Just see what I retained and what I remembered. And so once the timer goes off, I'd stop and check my work and figure out where I like got stuck and made mistakes. And it helped me like practice staying calm under the time pressure and like pinpoint where exactly I knew and what concepts slow me down. So like for example, I noticed that sometimes I would hesitate like setting up the first few equations because I was self-doubting myself. And so I improved on that because I was like, I know how to do this. And so then later, after the time was up, I redo the same question, same problem without the timer to see if I improved. I think this will help me perform more efficiently on an actual exam because it mimics the real testing environment. So BrainFuse really did help me one-on-one, and then teaching my classroom reinforced what I knew, and then practice problems helped me build my confidence, and like adding this time management like thing really helped me know overall how to do what I'm doing. And then each one helps me like different way really. So like again, BrainFuse helped me understand concepts, teaching helped me solidify them, and then So I definitely keep on using them all together because it like helped me build on for all my exams. And so going to exam 3, it's gonna be a lot better. Thank you.